So yeah, tonight I just want to talk about leveraging 80-day obsession, and of course the last month that the Beachbody On Demand annual all access pass, the challenge pack, is going to be 160. I don't know what the cost is going to be come January 1st. It's probably going to bump up to 200. If we're lucky, only 200. I mean, the value of that is so much more than that they could totally validate the cost of that challenge pack being a lot higher. So really leveraging getting your people, especially people who want to do 80-day obsession, um, get that challenge pack purchased this month, because then not only will they be able to see what bands they need to purchase, what equipment they need before 80-day obsession, but they can get started on their Shakeology. They could probably squeeze in a 30-day program before 80-day obsession, which is what I'm getting my people to do, so that they're not like dying after day 2 of 80-day obsession. So, get them into something now. So just keep in mind when you're talking about this and when you're inviting people this month to bring up the all access pass, because I don't know what the price is going to be come January 1st. Amanda, you want to jump in?
Yeah, so the price of the all access, unless they change it, was always $199, and it was just discounted to $160. So if they're just going to take the discount off, it should just be $199, unless they are completely increasing the price of it. But they've had it basically on special since they started it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't imagine that they would go much higher than they just haven't had it at yet, but what it originally was. So end of the year stuff. I started writing a post today that I'm going to post tomorrow about the New Year's resolution, the resolution effect, the whole the new year means a lot for challengers, for people who are trying to get in shape. It also means a lot for coaches and how your business is affected by the resolution effect. But I think the most important thing to do is to talk to people who you have either been talking to, or people in your market, all the people that are following you. It's a good time now to post about starting early. This is kind of off topic, but when it was probably, I don't know, Cece was like 4, and I decided I was going to go, maybe she was 3. I was going to go vegetarian for New Year's. Like, that was my resolution. And it was like mid-December, and I thought, I don't even know if I can go a day without eating meat. Like, how am I going to make this my whole resolution? And so I decided to try it out that day to make sure that I could even last a whole 24 hours without eating meat. And I did. And I thought, well, I wonder if I can make it for 2 days without eating meat. And I did. And then I thought, why am I going to go back to eating meat just to start over again January 1st? I'm already 2 days into it. I'll just keep going. And so I just became a vegetarian that day in the middle of December. And by the time people started in January, I was like well into my resolution, and I felt really good about myself and where I was. I wasn't having this whole like peak at January 1st to try and start something new. I already felt like, without the pressure of New Year's and without the pressure of everyone else, having their resolution going on, I was already succeeding. Now that doesn't totally connect with fitness, but it's the mindset of the resolution and the power of starting early. And there is a benefit to start early. So obviously you can talk about 80-day obsessions coming out in January. That's when everybody's going to start their resolutions anyway. But like Catherine said, you could get somebody started now with a 21-day fix, or, with a couple weeks of yoga, or, anything else. Or they have the program to get ready for 80-day obsession that's on demand, and get people to realize that you don't have to wait until January to start your resolution. But especially if they're going to be doing 80-day obsession, this is another good way to get their mindset right, and also a way to wrap up the year strong for your business.
They say that how you do at the end, the last quarter, really helps predict how you do in the first quarter of the new year. And
Right.
I think that it's not just about Success Club. You know, how are you ending the year in terms of your mindset? Speaking of mindset,
Mhm.
you know, how are you feeling about your business? You know, for example, my goal is 5 days a week, not necessarily 5 in a row. I plan to listen to a team call or a team training. And so I've done 2 so far, you know, and I feel really good already just listening to 2 of them. I had, you know, I suggested it to Valency. She's listened to 1 so far. The second one, I think she's going to like even more because it's more nutrition based. And, you know, just that's something that's part of her niche is, you know, nutrition and all about the products. So I find that really seeing where your mindset is at with your business and where you want to go with the new year, because things happen really fast, as I've noticed in the last couple of years of coaching. All of a sudden it's January, then the Success Club trip in April, and then all of a sudden, you know, Summit comes, and then Summit comes and goes, and it was just like the blink of an eye. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden it's the holiday season, and, you know, school starts again for people with kids, and it's just the year is once again going to go so fast. Time just flies. So practicing being present now so that you can bring that presence into the new year. And excuse me, I just downed that veggie burrito. This place by my work, this place I get burritos, they just load it with veggies. So even though it's like a tortilla, they load it with veggies. So anyway, I literally ate that in less than 3 minutes. So just, you know, how are you going to set your mindset for the rest of the year? And I talked about that on a recent call. Was I've noticed that so many people have this constant up down with their business, literally on a day-to-day basis. You know, I feel great, I'm on the top of the world with my business. Oh my God, where am I going for the next day? And that sounds really stressful. And that doesn't sound fun. And that's not how I want my new year to go. And, you know, I don't want to worry about Summit. That, you know, I just know that if I work hard and I'm true to my heart, that honestly things work out. And I'm not necessarily religious, but I feel like the universe just takes care of you when you work hard, you set good, honest goals, and, you know, like paying for Summit works itself out, and paying, you know, getting the time off work for the Success Club trip, you know, for people that work full time and have to actually request time off for their jobs, you know, it works itself out in some weird way. And so, you know, just going into the new year with that mindset and knowing that, you know, the universe like will have your back in some form, however, whatever you believe, you know, it's just weird. I've just noticed that the more I put faith in myself and how hard I've worked, um, the easier that things work out, you know? Um, and I can't explain it, but I feel that way with, you know, our businesses too. So if we're constantly on this, like up, down, I mean, it's not going to get us anywhere. Feeling crappy about your business every other day is not going to benefit you. It's not going to help you be more present with the challenges that you have now, you know? So just really deciding where you want to be in your business with the mindset is such a good point, Amanda.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think that 80-day obsession is a really, really great lead in, because it's not just a 21-day fixed program. It's much longer than that. So it really hammers in the nutrition for much longer than 3 weeks to 30 days, you know, which is, it's great. It really, and it prevents people from getting bored. So while everybody else who signed up for gym memberships are bored as hell with that stupid pullover machine and laying back and doing the legs, and while they're bored as shit doing that, we have done a brand new workout every day for 80 days.
Here.
So, you know, we have done something new every day with fun shit too. We've got like a medicine ball, which is a fun color, and like 5 different colored bands for your butt. I mean, one girl said, like, all I needed to hear was you were going to work my abs and booty, and like, you already had me sold, like, send me the link. And I was like, okay. She's like, you didn't even need to say anything else about the time nutrition. I'll do all of that. I just wanted to hear what the workouts were going to focus on. And because she saw the results, you know? So if you don't think you get a lot of traction with before after pictures, you may not, but honestly, people, I mean, 4 out of the 5 people that sent me private messages, I had actually never started a conversation with yet about anything, not even Beachbody related. And I hadn't really ever talked to them before. So obviously someone is following that, and someone sees all my other posts too. So I think that that's really important. Did you want to say anything else, Amanda?
No, I'm just nodding. Mm-hmm.
You're riding the wave. Okay. You're going to ride the wave right now?
I'm riding it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of all I wanted to talk about in this call. And even if it's a bit shorter, that's okay. I just wanted to, share with you guys the value of the last quarter is kind of my favorite time of the year. Not only because I like really hardcore love Christmas and Thanksgiving, but I think New Year's resolutions are great, and they're a great start. They're a great start to get someone going. So you barely have to do the work to get them to want it, because they're going to make the New Year's resolution anyway. All you have to do is help point them in the direction of something that will last, through the first few weeks of their resolution. And I think that 80-day obsession is a great option, and so are all the other programs, but it's just it's nice to get excited about the new stuff, because people always like the new shiny things. But like I'm doing Chisel from Hammer and Chisel right now, and just to get ready for 80-day obsession, and just sharing that journey, because that's another 60-day program. So I'm doing something that's like an older program, but something that takes a little bit longer. So someone might go, hey, like I really like that weightlifting thing that you're doing. What are you doing? And, sharing, okay, well, this is a program. It's 60 days. Actually, it's not 30. I'm doing a 30-day calendar. And it's a great program. So I really just wanted to make sure that everyone is being conscious of what they're saying in their own heads and how they're talking to themselves, because now is a really great time to feel shitty about yourself, because in about a month, we are going to get an email from corporate, and it's going to tell us about our stats for the previous year. So the stats for 2017, it's going to tell you how many people you've had on HD, and your how many people you've sponsored, and how many coaches quit, and how many new contacts did you make, how many new customers did you have, how many of those bought challenge packs. And it's going to literally lay out the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's sometimes that can make you feel really shitty. And so to have that mindset of, to have that mindset set straight, so that when you get that email, you're prepared for it and you're ready to fire back with the new year. Because in the past, I've really, I've gotten really upset with my results. I've said, oh my God, like, I can't believe that's all I did. And you just read this email and they just lay it all out for you. And it's like kind of horrifying. I mean, Amanda, you've done this a few years. Like, is it not pretty like upsetting some years? Like, especially especially a year when you've really freaking struggled. Like you've really, like I'm sure like you're afraid to get that email, like.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I also, like I've told you before, have allowed myself grace this year.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself that before I open the email.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe you could even invite challengers to do this as well, but I mean, definitely coaches. One of the biggest things for me is I may not have come very far in my business this year, but because I'm a coach and that helps me stay so much more accountable to myself, I have come really far and gone through some big ups and downs and come out, positive and better on the other side. So maybe, after you see the good, the bad, and bad and the ugly from the business side of things, maybe coaches can make a list of the good, the bad, and the ugly of, what they've accomplished physically, mentally, nutritionally, relationship-wise, all of the other stuff, just to kind of give a little bit more round of a picture. Because I can guarantee there's going to be a lot, I mean, assuming that the coaches are doing, all the vital behaviors, specifically the ones for, personal development and, physical needs, like exercise and nutrition, they're going to have a lot more positives on that list if they're new or if they're still struggling. So I think that helps complete the picture, because our coaching is not just about the stats of how many things we've sold and how many people have quit on us.
Yeah, you're right.
I would love to do that. Once the email comes out to everybody, I would love to do that. And even if we like wrote each other, like I wrote Amanda her progress note for the year, because like we're not generating our own progress notes from Beachbody, like they send it to us. Like, you know, I would include to like Valency's, she made it to her first summit, you know, despite like a lot of financial struggle and physical struggle and pain. She walked like crazy. She sat up in those freaking annoying ass chairs and listened to Brendan Bouchard for hours on end. You know what I mean? Like, and then she was in an accident and then had to recover from that. And she recovered quicker than she did her first accident. So, I mean, I would list so many other things than, you know, just, yeah, exactly. I think that would be a great idea to read our own list, but then to also assign someone else to send us the email of our progress for the year, because they think of things that we may not think of. And we're also harder on ourselves naturally.
Absolutely. I mean, you've heard me bellyache to you more than once. I don't feel like I'm inspiring anyone. Nobody likes me.
So I think that's a great project and a great practice to get us into the right mindset, is just for the new year, because that's what I would love to focus on. Because when you focus on your mindset and the numbers come, the Success Club points, the money, it comes when you focus on you. And when you lose sight of that is when, you know, Melanie Mitro was quoted on a recent, actually on her new podcast. And I was told this secondhand. I didn't listen to it, if I'm being completely honest. But I was told that she said she had coaches quit. And what's funny is 2 years ago, on a national wake up call that she spoke on, they said that she has a 98% coach retention rate, which was the highest in the entire company. Wonder why she's number one top coach. But all of a sudden, for her to on her podcast say, I have had literally tens of coaches quit this year and go to other companies. And she said, you know, all of a sudden I dropped to like number 4, which to us is like, okay, boo-hoo. But for someone that was number 1 for the last 3 years to drop to number 4, she said, shit, like, what am I doing? And she admitted on her podcast that she wasn't present with her team. She was stopped doing certain things because she was like, y'all are good. Like, you're good. You're fine. Like, we don't need to do one-on-one calls every week like we've been doing, because clearly, like, you're good, you know, thumbs up. And basically she had slacked off in some areas, and it showed very quickly. So all of a sudden, within 2 months of me doing everything I was doing 6 months prior, all of a sudden we bumped up to number 1 again. So, you know, it has to do with, your presence, your mindset with your team, what you're doing, and, you know, just how you're treating your team and your people. And that really matters. It matters. And so, I mean, that's it. I know that it's kind of a shorter call, but I just want everyone to be conscious and present with, you know, with what's going on. And when you get that email, let's make our own list of what we did right, and then have someone else write us a, you know, end of year summary report. And, you know, don't include the Success Club points, all that, you know, don't include how many people were on HD and then canceled. Don't include how many coaches quit.
Nothing negative.
No, don't include any of that Beachbody is about to send us in about a month and a half.
Okay.
So, and you know what, like, recognize the fact that after hearing like Melanie's podcast secondhand, that she's clearly going to get an email from corporate that she doesn't like. So, you know, it's not just us. It's not just people that are lower on the quote unquote totem pole. You know, this year was very difficult. And the fact that you are still here, and Amanda said this at Summit, Amanda said this 6 months prior to Summit, and it is now again 6 months. It's just a reminder, just be here, you know? And it's true. Like, you're already a winner because you are here and you made it through the year. Unlike many people who jumped to the ketone BS or whatever. I mean,
wine.
Yeah, wine. So people are now alcoholics and think that ketones are going to save their lives. One coach, Beachbody coach that quit, said that it cured her depression. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Like, you are clearly and not delusional, because you are with the best product and the best way to live a healthy, fulfilling life. And we have amazing things coming out. And, you know, you're just, you're not delusional thinking that ketones are going to fix your life, or you wrap your boobs and you'll go down a couple sizes because your back's hurting you, and, wrap your thighs because you want the thigh gap, you're not a delusional psychotic person. So just take comfort knowing that.
So congratulations.
Exactly. And that's what I would write in every single person's, report is, you aren't a psychotic freak, because you are still here. You are still coaching, and you still believe in the clearly superior product ever. And if you don't believe me, listen to Shay Stansford's Bombshell Dynasty training call, because, oh my God, it was fantastic. And I now ordered more Hydrate, because I was like, well, shit, like, I'll drink that every day now that I know what's in it. Because despite being a nurse, I'm really pretty uneducated with our products. I now am making my mom take all of the boosts, because I was like, Mom, if you're not going to drink Shakeology, then I'm going to need you to do all these boosts. They don't taste like anything, but I want you to put this in your shake. And she was like, whatever, Catherine. I was like, just do as I say, So anyway, just congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the back, because you're not crazy. And that's kind of where I Amanda, I don't know how you're feeling. I'm kind of wanting to end the call with a congratulatory.
I'm good with we're not crazy. Have a great night.
Yeah, exactly. We might be sick and we might be struggling, but we are not crazy. And that crazy. Is just, it warms my heart to know that we're not psychotic. Yeah. I definitely don't take any antipsychotics. So yeah, exactly. Right. Well, good. It wasn't a really meaty call necessarily, but I wanted to just kind of put everybody in check. Like, let's check our mindset at the end of the year, and let's look forward to the next year and be honest with ourselves, what we want to change and how we want to have more fun in the new year. So
sounds good.
Anyway. All right. Have a good night, you guys.
You too. Bye.